Hey guys, it's Kevin at Watchhimtrade.com. It is Sunday, December 20th, 2015, and I wanted to take a look at Netflix stock as the chart is coming under a little bit of pressure right here. I trade Netflix a lot. Thought it was a good time to kind of update things as we go into the end of the year. As you can see, Netflix clearly has a nice uptrend going for it over the last few months, and if you were to look at this chart further out, it's been uptrending over the last few years. But what I want to talk about is how Netflix recovers off of its lows and what to watch for after those recoveries. So I'm going to circle some bottoms here, and I'm just going to pick out some kind of one and 2 week lows and talk about some of the things that then happens after Netflix makes those lows and put a thesis together on what to watch for moving forward. So if we start back looking in May of 2015, earlier this year, just highlighted it here. You can see we had some lows around the $80 range, held those lows, started uptrending again. Then the next lows that stand out to me is kind of this sequence here in June and July. And then we had another low that kind of sticks out like a thumb in late July. The big low here in August. More lows in early September. More lows in mid-October, lows in mid-November, and then most recently you put in a low about a week ago, earlier this month. And I'm going to denote these just as number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and now number 8. And what I want to point out, which is obvious, is that every time Netflix held these lows, it then went on to recover to make new highs. Number 1, recovered to new highs. I'm going to start using a green color to denote the new highs here. So you can see number 1 went on to then make new highs for a new high at number 1. Number 2, you held these lows. You went on to make new highs at number 2. And then your third low, you then went on to make new highs up here at number 3. However, notice what happened when you actually violated the low at number 3. This is very important. If you look at Netflix here, right around late August, you went below the third low, which was at 103, and look how big of a move you made down. You went from 103 all the way down to 85 bucks. Nearly a 20% drop in the stock. So my first idea here is that when Netflix doesn't hold a low, it ends up selling off quite aggressively. Granted, it was able to then ultimately recover back from that low, but still it doesn't change the fact that when it did break this higher low here at number 3, we saw a hard move back down. That was the only time that happened though. You'll notice at number 4, we got a big recovery back up. Number 5, you came down. Notice how number 5 was above number 4. And notice how number 6 was slightly above number 5. And number 7 was above number 6. In other words, with the exception of this one time here at number 3, Netflix has never really broken to lower lows. It's always been able to hold the higher low over the last 6 to 10 months. So what I'm watching for here now with number 8 as we start to come back down is the reactions at these lows in the 115 range. If Netflix does come back down, is very important. You have a good setup here where as long as you're holding this 115 area, number 8, I would bet on Netflix ultimately bouncing back towards this 130 level as we get into the new year. However, if you cannot hold number 8, the 115 level, then the experience from number 3 tells us we could possibly bet on a sharp move back down towards this 115 to 100 range. So to me, it is very, very important that Netflix holds the 115 area, this number 8 higher low that I have here on the chart, because if you do not, we could see a steep move back to the downside as Netflix has consistently been able to hold higher lows over the last few months with the exception of number 3, and when it didn't hold that higher low, we got a big time washout and there was a lot of volatility. So be on the lookout for a lot of volatility if Netflix is not able to hold 115. If you hold 115, then I would just bet on a resumption of what has been a solid uptrend off of the August lows. So 115 is your key level to watch on Netflix, over under status, and we will go from there. So good luck. If you are looking for some greater guidance or some more access to videos like this, check out a 15-day trial to Watchhimtrade.com. I think you'll like what you see. Thanks.